Thank you so much for joining us one more time on Global Football Maestro. As we do for this platform, we talk about everything football for both international scene and local scene. We take them from top to bottom, bottom to top, whichever way you reason or whichever way you see them. So without wasting much time, we'll start from the home front. And starting from the home front, we want to talk about the fact, say, even if say Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria not go World Cup or not qualify for the World Cup, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they don't leave any stone uncovered towards getting prepared for future tournaments. Remember, say the 2027 Nations Cup, the qualifiers will start immediately after the World Cup. And that Nations Cup will be held in East Africa countries, talking about Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. And the Super Eagles, they won't prepare for that tournament to ensure saying they not just qualify, but heading into that tournament or going to that tournament, they will also give good representation. That is why the NFF, in their own wisdom, don't deem am fit to put the Super Eagles of Nigeria in a Four Nations tournament wey go commence for May, talking about the Unity Cup. And this Unity Cup was also played last year, and the Super Eagles of Nigeria won the Unity Cup head last year, defeating the Reggae Boys of Jamaica. Remember, say in our very first match in the Unity Cup last year, we won the Black Stars of Ghana 3-0, but we can't defeat the Jamaican national team in the final to retain that trophy last year. But this time around, the Unity Cup will get 4 countries going into the Four Nation tournament, which will take place from May 29th. And the 4 nations will take place apart from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We get the national team from Zimbabwe. We get the national team from Jamaica, the Reggae Boys of Jamaica once again. And wait for this, the national team from India. Wow. And I think it should be very easy for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to win this tournament if really we dot our I's and cross our T's. Because these national teams where they come play the Unity Cup, the Indian national team, they don't basically know them for football. Even Zimbabwe, they say they stop us for qualifying for the World Cup because our 2 matches we play home and away in the World Cup qualification series, we not even beat them. We draw 1-1 away, we draw 1-1 at home. But and the Jamaican national team will be say DR Congo eliminate for the World Cup playoff. If you look there on paper, even on FIFA ranking, we get more players, we get more quality than these national teams. But again, the Super Eagles, we know the Super Eagles say more often than not, even with the level of talent we get, the players we get, it just be like say when it comes to football for fit play, seriousness, the day, starting from the people who they administer the game of football, even the players, they know they take things serious. But if we really put our ass in order, I think we should be able to retain the Unity Cup that will be holding in London come the month of May. And again, the season don't fully end when this Unity Cup will commence. That is to say, some of our key players may not be able to take part in this Unity Cup. But apart from these players not taking part, I think Eric Chair will get avenue to discover some talent, because such friendlies now to still build in some new talent. And when tournament proper start, you miss out with the core team, and at the end of it all, the team will go further and do better. So talking about national team again, moving away from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, say the Black Stars of Ghana, they qualify for World Cup, and in their friendly matches towards the World Cup to build up momentum, basically the last international break, we see Ghana national team, they not do well. When they play Austria, they lost 5-0. And the last of the friendly where they played during the international break, they played against the German Machines, losing that game 2-1. But I think the persons administering the game for Ghana and the fans, they can't realize say they don't get them up to here. Because apart from those 2 defeats, in 5 matches, they don't still lose back to back. And the Nations Cup, when they say they not even qualify. Now that World Cup not even make Otto Addo, the SY coach, even last as much as he did. So after the last defeat to the German national team, losing 2-1, they don't leave Otto Addo as the national coach of the Black Stars of Ghana. And information coming in say, heading into the World Cup we go hold for USA, Mexico, and Canada, the new coach of the national team of Ghana, the Black Stars of Ghana, now no other person than Carlos Queiroz. And many of us we know that man. That man was formerly an assistant to Alex Ferguson during his reign as the manager of Manchester United for a certain amount of time. Apart from that one, he does also coach the Portuguese national team. And say this man, he get the CV But again, not be just CV. He needs to bring it to the field of play. Because if you look the Ghana national team, I think they are well loaded. They get Mohamed Kudus, where they play for Tottenham Hotspur. They get arguably their biggest stars at now. They get Antos Semenyo, where they play for Bournemouth, but as at now, they play for Manchester City. And to tell you how good he is, he even get 15 goals in the Premier League as at now when this video they drop. So with Carlos Queiroz coming in, I think the Ghana national team, their morale will be boosted because when team don't lose over time and they go tournament with that losing mentality, they're not going to do very well. But if they don't start to pick up points and they head into any tournament, they will still, if at all, still do well. And so Carlos Queiroz should be able to bed in at Ghana because we all know say he don't still coach for Africa before. He don't coach the Bafana, the national team of South Africa and the Pharaohs of Egypt. So still talking about another nation where BC don't change direction in terms of their manager heading into the World Cup. Now Saudi Arabia. Reports reaching us say the coach of the Saudi Arabia national team talking about Aver Reynard. We know the man and the man will win AFCON with the Zambia national team. Don't coach a lot of nations for Africa. He was the coach of the Saudi Arabia national team. I qualified them for this upcoming World Cup, but they don't share that. They don't part way. He's no longer the manager of the Saudi Arabia national team. And Saudi Arabia, they look for a new manager heading into the World Cup. And another news, talking about countries where they present, where they prepare for the World Cup. Now, the fact say, the French national team news where emanates this week, judging from the match where they say they play for Champions League. Now, say, Ugo Ekitike, the striker will Liverpool sign with big money, and they deliver for them. Will not go play this upcoming World Cup because he get Achilles tendon injury, and it's a very big loss for the Liverpool team as it is, and the French national team. Forget say they get Mbappe, they get Marcus Thuram, they get Anto Griezmann, they get a lot of attackers. But I think Ugo Ekitike, this could have just been his World Cup to show what he get, but obviously they miss out from the World Cup. So let's go to the Premier League without wasting much time and talk about the happenings in the Premier League. And some of the happenings in the Premier League now, the fact say a Chelsea player talking about Kopama don't come out. Remember, say Chelsea they play Manchester United this weekend. Kopama don't come out talk say information or speculations where they go round about say he won't come up for Chelsea, he won't go Manchester United, say they homesick and all that. He said we could not take that information with strong ground though. Say just as he need Kopama, say we'll take it like ice block. Say the information not hold water because say he did very well settled in at Chelsea. So though the fact say Stevie May say he come from Manchester, his family did Manchester, but he still get contract with Chelsea and he see himself for Chelsea in the long term. But remember, I say footballers many a times they come out come to say yes, so I go still stay this club. Some of them don't even do as far as kissing the badge of the club after they score, they celebrate goal. But the next week or the next transfer window, we'll see say such player they go move. So let's see if that he talk he hold water or not, as he just can't let us know. But the Premier League as a whole, he don't reach fever peak pace. What do I mean by that? A lot of tense activity they go on the Premier League because from top to bottom, if you know yourself strong, you will fall out. Talking about the race to winning the Premier League, we know say Manchester City and Arsenal, they hold themselves by the jugular. Who won't win? Who won't drop out? And this weekend now Super Sunday because Chelsea goes Manchester United in terms of those who be say go solidify their place for the Champions League qualification slot. Then at the Etihad, Manchester City go host Arsenal in terms of those who be say won't win the Premier League. Let's start with Chelsea, Manchester United. The match between Chelsea and Manchester United for a past few seasons now, more often than not, now that game they produce the most draw. But this time around, I think Chelsea may just edge it. Manchester United fans, not stone me. There's a reason why I say Chelsea might just edge it. Heading into this game, we know say Manchester United, after they lost that match to Leeds United, one of their most outstanding defender, talking about Lisandro Martinez, he can't get a red card. And the match which Chelsea won't play today against Manchester United, he will not take part. Again, apart from Martinez, will be saying not go play. Information reaching us say most of Manchester United defenders they not go they available for today's match. We know say Harry Maguire he get red card in the match against Bournemouth and he see this try to reason if he go feel happy that suspension which as at now see they standing. Then delete their defender, that one is still out based on injury. And Euro wey be say dem fit still pull hope for, or dem wan pull hope for. Euro is also hard because Euro also is also injured. So which defenders Manchester United wan say go play Chelsea? But again, Chelsea, they don't dey fire on all cylinder. Their form this past few weeks has been so indifferent. Apart from the victory wey they get against Port Vale, Chelsea na club wey be say they just dey score them for free, and they no dey fit dey even dey retaliate by scoring any goals. So I think if Leon Rossino and his boys they wan make any statement heading into the tail end of this season, Manchester United coming to Stamford Bridge, they should start with that. But again, when it comes to rivalry, form not the count at the end of it all. Because at the end of it all the players will want play for the badge. And Man U fit just take that motivation to go head to head with Chelsea. And who knows what the game will pan out at the end of the day. But if you ask me, I think Chelsea have an advantage heading into this match. And the Premier League table, they look like this heading into the end of the season because we get 6 games for lots of clubs, apart from a club like Man City, wey still get 7 games because they still get 1 game outstanding. The rest club don't play 32 match, but Man City na 31 games they don't play. And Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table with 70 points as at now. Manchester City they follow suit with suit with 64 points. Manchester United they get 55 points in 3rd place. Aston Villa they get 55 points in 4th place. While Liverpool they follow next with 51 points, while Chelsea they are in 6th place with 48 points. So you see that the run into qualifying for the Champions League, a lot of clubs with 6 games to go, they still get chances, and it just depends on how consistent they dey. Then talking about the Premier League, we know still look other than persons wey dey relegation dogfight. Talking about Tottenham, what is really happening at Tottenham? Even after they don't change manager up and down, they first start with Ange Postecoglou, they carry Thomas Frank. Now they go carry Ugo Tudor. Ugo Tudor not work for them. After like 1 month, they drive and they don't bring Roberto Di Zerbi. Their last match wey they play for the Stadium of Light at Sunderland, they lost that match 1-0. And Tottenham, they dey 18th place in the Premier League. They get 6 games to salvage their reputation as a Premier League club. Will Tottenham be able to do that? According to their coach, they just new bring come, talking about Roberto Di Zerbi, he talk say Tottenham not just need coaching. He say Tottenham they need motivation. And I not go beg to differ from wetin this man talk, because Tottenham they don't get some of the best managers wey the game of football fit produce. Anthony Conte don coach them, Jose Mourinho don coach them. A lot of great, even Thomas Frank wey be say dey sack. Why? So e just be like say the players wey be say Tottenham get, e just be like they also get this metal block wey be say the same thing na dey happen to Arsenal, because when e don reach the time to deliver, regardless of the galaxy of stars wey they get, e go come be like say their leg dey heavy dem to do the needful. So I think Tottenham they really need, apart from motivation, they need prayers. If not, they will just be going to relegation at the tail end of the season. So we'll just quickly jump to the Championship before we come to the Premier League. And news coming from the Championship is that Coventry City, they are back to the Premier League. Wow. After 25 years of wait. And while they came back to the Premier League, one of the things will catch my fancy now say, even when you are down as a team or as an individual, you need to believe. Their last match when they say go relegation 25 years ago, one of the picture where they fly in social media and I say one of their fans come hold placard, come say we will be back. 1 year they not come back, or 2 years they not come back. But after 25 years, that belief, that faith, they not lose on, and they are back in the Premier League. And the coach will don't carry them come back to Premier League is not that person that Chelsea's legend, talking about Frank Lampard. Remember I said like 3 seasons ago, Frank Lampard was the coach at Derby County, yes, and he can't carry Derby County go the playoff, championship playoff, and in that playoff where he carried that Derby County play, he lost that playoff and he was not able to bring Derby County back to the Premier League. But this time around, he has done it in an even bigger fashion by not just winning the playoff to qualify, but by winning automatically, by winning the championship with Coventry City and bringing them back to the Premier League. So kudos to Frank Lampard, and we just hope he and his team they get to do well heading into the Premier League come next season. Then let's talk about some change in manager in the Premier League. Remember, say Adoni Iraola, now he don't be the coach for Bournemouth for a couple of seasons now. He came from Real Valladolid, and while he came from Valladolid, he has been doing exploit at Bournemouth. He carried Bournemouth from mid-table club to club where we say they try to drag for European places. But he has come out to say, come next season, he not go day at the dugout at Bournemouth. He's no longer the coach. And Bournemouth, they don't make preparation towards fixing that gap. And waiting with the information when they come now, they don't go appoint Marcus Rose. And Marcus Rose now be the former coach of RB Leipzig. He has been appointed as the coach of Bournemouth heading into next season. I think we should take a lead from that, mostly NFF, because many a times when they do fire brigade approach, imagine Bournemouth no say they don't want this man don dey comot to. Instead of them to dey stranded, they don't bring a new coach so that he go start to be plan, because before you know, pre-season don start, and it's a good one by Bournemouth because Marcus Rose he get a very very good CV. The another coach will be say go still get change of manager heading into next season. Now, no other club than Crystal Palace. Remember the coach of Crystal Palace talking about Oliver Glasner. He say at the end of this season, he will not also be at the dugout at Crystal Palace. So let me ask a question on the comment section. Let me know if your club not get manager, because a lot of clubs heading towards the end of the season will see change manager. Between Adoni Iraola with his work we don't do at Bournemouth and the coach, the outgoing coach of Crystal Palace talking about Oliver Glasner, who will you choose as the manager? Will be say you would prefer to just hold down your managerial job heading into next season. Then let's talk about Manchester United one more time. Talking about Michael Carrick. At the least they talk something. There's something known as managerial bounce. When a manager come, the players go to play many a times to secure a starting shirt, and many a times to let the coach know say yes, we got your back. But when push comes to shove, when the season don dey go on, you realize say na that time, if a manager is really good, go come show. And I think in the last 5 matches or so for Manchester United, it has been showing, because the interim manager of Manchester United, Michael Carrick, he has not been able to steady the ship at Man U. And for 5 games now, that guy will say one bad year, they grow up and down because he has not been able to get 5 victories in a row. And in 5 matches, Manchester United, they've been very abysmal. They've not been able to even win 2 on a stretch. And with that, I will still talk, say, if Manchester United are to go into next season, I don't think Michael Carrick should be saddled with the responsibility of being the manager of Manchester United. Because apart from the fact that Manchester United, they need a manager going into next season, they will need a manager who will be say they tactically upright. What do I mean by that? Because Man U, as it stands now, Manchester United may just be qualified for the Champions League. Remember, I said they get 55 points with 6 games to go. Apart from the fact, say maybe they can go lose many matches, I don't see them dropping out from that top 4 slot. And if next season comes, they're not going to just a day on break as they just a day much of this season, because they may just be playing Champions League, Premier League. So will Michael Carrick have that tactical acumen to be able to measure this together? I don't think so. So I think Manchester United going into next season, they just need another manager. But again, the management of Manchester United, led by Ratcliffe, don't talk say if they try to avoid paying compensation. Remember when they sacked Ruben Amorim, they paid a lot of compensation for him, and they are just trying to avoid that. So I think that may just be a factor they may look into in terms of appointing the next man that will be at the dugout as Manchester United manager going into next season. Then talking about Manchester United, finally on this segment, we'll talk about the wonderful job where Bruno Fernandes going to do for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, as he stands now, don't get 17 assists for Manchester United. No wonder a lot of persons don't give a shout out for him in terms of him winning the player of the season at the end of this season. And if Bruno Fernandes is able to get 3 more assists, he will be able to complete the total assists where persons don't get in terms of most assists for a season. The assists as at now stands for 20. A player like Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne now don't get 20 assists in a full Premier League season. So with 6 games left to go, do you think Bruno Fernandes will be able to equal or surpass? If you ask me, I think Bruno Fernandes may just surpass the record of 20 assists for a season. But it doesn't just boil down to him. The players will be say they give these assists to this ball to. they should be able to put this ball at the back of the net so that Bruno Fernandes at the end of the day will just break the record for most assists in a season. And what does that tell you and me? The player where they play for this Man U will be say they know that they play at full capacity, fit get this level of performance. If he's able to play for a team where we say they do very well and all the players they fire on all cylinder, I bet I'll tell you say Bruno Fernandes will feel get 25, 30 assists in a season to tell you how good the player is. And at the end of the season, let's see if Bruno Fernandes will stay with Manchester United or not. That is a question for another day. So let's leave the Premier League and go to the Spanish League. For the Spanish League, we know say Madrid they top the Spanish League with 9 point difference from back at the top the Spanish League with 9 point difference from Madrid. And Madrid may just end this season trophyless.